base, and we're excited about it. 2/3 of the class is done. We still have 1/3 to finish up with the February signing, along with transfers and whatnot. But we think we're off to a great start, and we really like where we're at. I'd like to open it up for questions.
Dan?
Coach, just what you can say about obviously keeping some of the New York guys or guys with New York ties to Syracuse, just what that importance is for this program moving forward.
It's huge. As from my opening statement, I told everyone that we want to work from the state of New York and work out. Our big thing is we want to get players that we really feel like have an opportunity to show up on the field inside the dome, and to help give somebody to cheer for that's going to really help and contribute to this football team in winning games and winning them the right way. So we're excited about the 4 young men that we have from the state of New York, and hopefully we can improve on that next year.
Other questions? Matt?
Coach, with the news regarding your offensive coordinator leaving us, tell me how happy you are for him, and did that have any effect on the recruits you were able to sign?
Well, I hope it didn't have any effect, because I hope they're coming here for the academic part of what this university has to do, along with what we do offensively, defensively, and with special teams. But happy for Sean Lewis. I can still think back to his interview with me when I was at Eastern Illinois, when he was a graduate assistant at Akron. He drove over in this beat-up car and started the interview, and it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And I just said, stop. Just stop, walk out the room, regroup, come back in here and start again. And he did, and he's been with me ever since. He's done a fabulous job. I think he's an excellent teacher, and I think he's off to a great start. I'm really looking forward to see what he can do in the future. I think Kent State has a good one.
How much have you liked this early signing period? I know it's been talked about in college football for a while, but now that it's actually in place for the game, what are your thoughts on it?
You know, this is our first time out, obviously. This is our first go-around with it. I think it's good for an institution like Syracuse. I think we got a hold of some individuals that we feel are excellent football players. And I think as the recruiting process moves to the second part of it in February, I think we'd have had a lot of difficulty holding on to some of these young men. But now they're all signed, sealed, and delivered, just like the record, okay? And they get an opportunity to, some of them, to even enroll here in January on the 15th and start school, which is a huge advantage. So I think for Syracuse University, the early signing date is favorable.
Nate?
Every time these commit signs, you put out these slogans on Twitter, like "Hang," like Cooper Lutz was hanging with Mr. Cooper, for instance. Who helps you sort of formulate those? Do you bounce ideas off people? Just how does that whole?
That's secret. That's secret agent stuff. We can't tell you that stuff, right? Do you like it?
It's enjoyable.
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
What's been left on the cutting board?
Excuse me?
What's been left on the cutting board?
Can't tell you. Every year is a new year. But we enjoy doing that stuff. We think it's kind of creative. Hopefully it is.
Joe?
Chance Amy flipping from Houston, was that something you got a sense was going to happen when you visited recently? And where does he sort of fit into the picture with Tommy Lynch just a year ahead?
You know, we didn't look at it like that. It was just an opportunity for him to come up one more time and to make sure that other school was the right choice for him. And we don't look at it as flipping people. It's like, this is what we have to offer. Can you see it? Can you taste it? Can you feel it? And if it feels right to you, then come join what we're trying to do. The one thing we will not do is try to convince or trick somebody to come to Syracuse University. If you can't figure out the academics that this school represents and what we're trying to do here, then you need to go somewhere else, because we're going to have a team full of a lot of guys with a lot of common sense that can understand what's good and what's bad, and everything about this place is good.
Sam?
So I think this may be our lone opportunity to talk to you before spring ball. I wanted to ask about the quarterback competition with Eric and Tommy potentially. How do you kind of view that? And I know Tommy's only in his second year, but do you think he'll be given a real chance to compete for that? Everybody's given a real chance at every position. The one thing that we always say, and I always have said, is the best guy plays no matter what. So whoever's the best guy at whatever the position is, they'll play. Well, there are only so many snaps to go around. What, maybe compared to this year, how much of a higher percentage do you see Tommy getting? I don't even look at it like that. It could be Rex, could be chance. It's whoever's the best guy will play.
his options open. Was that something you saw coming in any sort, and do you feel like you guys are still players to get in?
I'm only allowed to speak about people who signed with us. I'm not allowed to speak about other players that did not sign with us.
Eric?
Do you feel like there's any position or positions that have become easier for you to recruit since you have this high, fast-paced offense and you play here in the dome? Like, is it easier to get the quarterbacks to talk with you and maybe commit, or wide receivers, especially since wideouts have had such gaudy numbers the past couple of years?
You know, I would like to think that it's that a lot, regardless of the position, that people are seeing what we're doing here. They can feel the excitement. They can feel the community starting to get behind us even more, and they want to be a part of it. You know, you have a choice when you come out as a young athlete. You can either go to an established place and be a part of something that's been rolling along for a long, long period of time, or you can go to start a place and start a new tradition or restart an old tradition. And I think we're just getting some guys that are really interested in kind of blazing their own path. And hopefully those guys in this class have that type of energy, because I think they do.
But is it any part of the sales pitch at all to see how fast, when you guys are the fastest in the country, or you always like to say that?
No, I just think they like Syracuse weather.
Dan?
Coach, with you being able to get out there and recruiting for Syracuse for the last couple of years, just what you could say from the beginning to now, how receptive people have been on the recruiting trail, and how you feel the message is being kind of brought out to people all across the country?
You know, the thing that's different from the first time I was standing up here is how many Syracuse alum there is and where they're at. When you wear that S on your shirt, it doesn't matter what state you're in, they pop up from everywhere. And it's not only us, it's when those recruits are in Florida and Texas, wherever they're at, that people, when you're a Syracuse grad and they see the S, they go right up to you and go, hey, you're going to Syracuse, what's going on? And the feedback from not only the recruits, but the players, you know, our freshmen and sophomores in the class that have signed with us the last 2 years, and talking about how the alum always come up to when they see the S. It's a strong bond, and it's a strong trademark, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, Matt?
Coach, just looking at the numbers, 4 wide receivers, 3 linebackers, obviously you've got a need for those position groups. Just tell me what your thought process was going after those guys, and what you think about the kids you got for those positions.
Well, linebackers, obviously, you know, we're losing 4. You know, we had 4 seniors, so we've got to try to replace those numbers. We may still touch those numbers on the back end. And then with the wide receivers, you know, we've had good luck in bringing in, you know, graduate wide receivers, transfers and stuff like that. We've got to get some guys on campus and kind of grow our own a little bit. Our system is a system that's not really that simple. It's complicated, and we have techniques and fundamentals that those guys have to learn to be efficient in what we're trying to do. And we can do it with older people, and we have, but it's a lot easier to do with the younger people. And then on the flip side of that, it'd be really cool to have those guys hang around for like 3 or 4 years instead of just coming in 1 year and rolling in and rolling out. So we wanted to get some young guys at the group. We think we accomplished that with the linebackers and the wide receivers, and then we'll see how the back 1/3 of the scholarships fall.
Steven?
A couple recovery questions, I guess. Aaron Roberts and Eric Dungy, you expect those guys to be ready for the spring?
I don't know about ready for the spring, but they'll be ready for the season.
Dan?
Coach, not just with this class and these signings, but last year, building depth at wide receiver and linebacker, knowing that you were going to have that turnover, just what you can say about how this class adds to the other class and some of the guys we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I think it adds very well. We've got some junior college linebackers. We have some guys in the previous class that'll mix with this one. I thought and then with the wide receivers we had in the last class, we redshirted a whole bunch of those guys. So I think we've really got a strong foundation in those 2 spots, and we'll see about the other ones.
I guess you know, Sean's been with you coaching quarterbacks almost since you started at Eastern. I think he was the receivers coach the first year.
He's only been a quarterback coach. He was only a quarterback coach for 3 years, 3 out of the 6.
You said, you know, the offense is complicated. You know, that position in particular is very important for your offense. Sean had a major role in picking which quarterbacks you would recruit here. Are you comfortable going outside someone of this, you know, offensive family for that hire, or we look at guys who have experience coaching?
Sean had a 1/3 prong in the process. We don't Our quarterbacks are very particular. It's a three-man process in how we pick them. And we don't leave it up to one person because you have to be right. Because the way the young people are today, you traditionally get one in a class, you traditionally don't get two. And we're really slow and really thorough on how we go about picking those young men. So he was 1/3 of the process, and he was really good at his part.
But, I mean, for the next guy though, does experience coaching in this offense matter, or will you be comfortable going outside?
I would have no issue going outside. You know, Sean was not inside the offense the first time we moved him there. And the guy before him was actually in the offense in high school. So, but no, we wouldn't have an issue with that.
Derek.
You mentioned the early signing period, having some guys have the opportunity to enroll next year in 2018 in January. Kind of what's the biggest benefit to them getting here early, being able to do?
Oh, I think that's huge. You know, first of all, they get an opportunity to go through spring practice. And even better than that is, let's say they go through spring practice and they're not ready when August rolls around. Well, now those young men get to redshirt. They get 5.5 years in our system and 5.5 years at this university. You get somebody 5.5 years at Syracuse University, most likely they're going to get an undergraduate degree and a master's degree. And from an educational standpoint, all that for free is a heck of a deal. So we're excited about getting people in at the midway point, and hopefully we'll get more of them as we continue to do this.
Matt.
Coach, Gabe Horan, the one hyper-local kid here, I guess tell me what impressed you about him. He's been committed for a while now, but the type of program Beeville runs and how close of an eye you kept on.
First of all, that's a tough program. I know that high school coach had an opportunity to sit down with him. He is old school, old Syracuse school now, and Gabe has a lot of that in him. Gabe was our first one. He was the first commit of our class. He's number one. Every time I saw him, I didn't even call him Gabe. I said number one. And that's how I approached it. We're really excited that he's in. He's a young man that has tremendous growth potential, and he's a fabulous student. His mom works at the hospital right across the street from campus. I can't remember which one it is, but she's right down there. Dad's in town. He's got a fabulous family structure that's going to be at every single game. And it'll be fun to see what he grows up into, because he's a biggin, and normally those biggins only get bigger. So it'll be fun to see what he grows up into.
Any other questions for Coach? Eric?
Just one last one for me. With the early signing period, is this free you up for the holiday at all? Like, or do you still got to keep the nose for the grindstone and concentrate on that February signing day?
We've got half the coaches, well, not half, the coaches will still be working on the February signing date, but unfortunately for me, I'll probably be bringing people in and interviewing people for these job openings that we have. And with the January 7th, with the addition of the 10th coach, that's going to give us an opportunity to do some things and have some flexibility on the staff. So we're excited about that. We've got to get some not only prospects in for the jobs, but we got to also get new prospects up on how we're going to finish up in February with the football team in the last 1/3 of this class. So it's exciting times. Happy holidays to all you guys. And did you guys see the snow outside? Starting to seem, does it feel a lot like Christmas? Is that how it goes? You guys have a great one. Thank you.